Godzilla's most unexpected team-ups. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Party Popper. Today, we've got something super special lined up for all you kaiju fans out there. You know him. You love him, the one and only Godzilla, the king of monsters. But here's a question for you. What happens when the biggest, baddest monster on the planet teams up with some of the most unexpected allies? Trust me, some of these will blow your mind. Exploding head Godzilla has been rampaging across our screens for decades, from the classic black and white films of the 50s to the CGI-packed blockbusters of today. He's battled against humanity, other monsters, and even cosmic threats. But sometimes, even this colossal titan needs a little help, or perhaps the world does. Godzilla and Mothra vs. King Ghidorah. First up on our list is a team-up that's both epic and beautifully terrifying. Godzilla and Mothra joining forces to take down the three-headed dragon from space, King Ghidorah. Dragon face. If you're not familiar with Mothra, let me fill you in. She's not your typical giant moth, she's a divine creature, often seen as a guardian angel of the earth. In Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 2019, the world is in chaos as ancient titans awaken from their slumber. This alien titan aims to terraform Earth for his own liking, effectively wiping out humanity and other titans who oppose him. So, how do Godzilla and Mothra end up on the same team? With the fate of the planet hanging by a thread, it becomes clear that defeating Ghidorah requires an alliance of epic proportions. Mothra seeks out Godzilla, recognizing that only together can they confront this colossal threat. Mothra sacrifices herself to empower Godzilla, allowing him to enter a supercharged, burning Godzilla mode. This scene not only showcases their teamwork but also adds emotional depth to the story. This alliance was more than just cool visuals, it symbolized unity and the importance of collaboration in the face of overwhelming odds. It reminded us that Godzilla isn't just a force of destruction but can also be a protector when push comes to shove. Godzilla and Jet Jaguar in Godzilla vs. Megalon. Next up, we're throwing it back to the groovy 70s with one of the quirkiest team-ups ever, Godzilla and Jet Jaguar. Jet Jaguar is a humanoid robot created by a scientist, capable of growing to gigantic sizes to combat monstrous threats. Godzilla vs. Megalon, 1973, is where this unlikely duo shines. An underground civilization called Seatopia is fed up with surface dwellers conducting nuclear tests that disturb their realm. Their solution? Send Megalon, a giant beetle-like monster with drill hands, to wreak havoc on the world above. Jet Jaguar gains sentience and realizes the threat these monsters pose. Taking matters into his own hands, he seeks out Godzilla for assistance. Ever seen Godzilla do a sliding dropkick? You're in for a treat. This team-up is a fan favorite, not necessarily for its cinematic mastery but for its sheer entertainment value. It embodies the spirit of the era and reminds us that sometimes, it's okay to just sit back and enjoy the spectacle without overanalyzing it. Godzilla and King Kong vs. Mechagodzilla. Let's talk about a team-up that was literally decades in the making. Godzilla and King Kong. These two have been the poster boys for monster showdowns since their first on-screen clash in 1962. Fast forward to Godzilla vs. Kong, 2021, fans were hyped to see these titans go head-to-head once again. In the film, Godzilla appears to be on an unprovoked rampage, meanwhile, Kong is being transported from Skull Island. The plot thickens when it's revealed that a tech company is building Mechagodzilla, a robotic weapon designed to surpass Godzilla. When Mechagodzilla goes berserk, Godzilla and Kong realize that fighting each other isn't going to cut it. Putting their rivalry aside, they join forces to tackle the mechanical menace. The battle is nothing short of spectacular, with explosive action sequences that had us all on the edge of our seats. This alliance was everything fans hoped for and more. Seeing two iconic monsters team up to save the day was nostalgic and exhilarating. It also added depth to their characters, showing that even the fiercest competitors can find common ground when facing a greater threat. Godzilla and the Avengers in Marvel Comics. Did you know that Godzilla once roamed the pages of Marvel Comics? In the late 70s, Godzilla became part of the Marvel Universe in a 24-issue series titled Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 1977 to 1979. This meant that theoretically, Godzilla could bump into any Marvel hero, or villain, for some truly wild encounters. Throughout the series, Godzilla battles S.H.I.E.L.D., led by none other than Nick Fury. He also has run-ins with iconic characters like the Fantastic Four and the Avengers. One memorable moment is when Godzilla is shrunk down by Pym particles and ends up in a sewer battling rats and alligators. While the series was relatively short-lived, it left a lasting impression. It expanded Godzilla's reach to comic book fans and added a unique chapter to his storied history. Plus, it gave us some fantastic, what-if, scenarios that fueled fan debates for years. Godzilla and Charles Barkley. Time to delve into one of the most unexpected crossovers ever. Godzilla and NBA legend Charles Barkley. In 1992, Nike released a commercial that had everyone doing a double take. In it, Barkley faces off against Godzilla in a one-on-one basketball game in the heart of a city. The commercial was directed by Michael Owens, who worked on visual effects for Return of the Jedi. In the commercial, Barkley grows to gigantic proportions. The two titans dribble and dunk their way through the streets, with Godzilla even rocking a fresh pair of Nike kicks. The whole thing is over the top in the most glorious way possible. The popularity of the ad led to Dark Horse Comics publishing a one-shot comic titled Godzilla vs. Barkley, expanding on this epic matchup. It's a fun read that doesn't take itself too seriously, much like the commercial itself. This crossover was a brilliant marketing move that blended sports, pop culture, and giant monsters. Godzilla and the Power Rangers. Next on our list is a crossover that had 90s kids everywhere jumping with excitement. Godzilla and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. In 2022, Boom Studios released a comic series titled Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, bringing these two iconic franchises together for the first time. The story kicks off when Rita Repulsa, tired of being thwarted by the Power Rangers, opens a portal to another universe, the one inhabited by Godzilla and other giant kaiju. Initially, the Power Rangers find themselves battling Godzilla, mistaking him for a threat. But as more dangerous enemies emerge, they realize teaming up is their only hope. The crossover was met with enormous enthusiasm. It was a celebration of nostalgia that managed to deliver fresh thrills. If you're a fan of either franchise, this comic series is a must-read. Godzilla and Ultraman. For fans of Japanese tokusatsu, special effects, shows, a team-up between Godzilla and Ultraman is like Christmas morning. Ultraman, a giant superhero, has been a staple in Japanese pop culture since the 1960s. While there hasn't been an official movie where they team up, Godzilla and Ultraman have appeared together in various forms. They've been featured in promotional material, video games, and even in theme park attractions. Fans have long speculated about a crossover, creating fan art and writing stories that imagine epic battles and alliances. Such a team-up would be monumental, blending two of Japan's most beloved franchises. It would not only be a treat for fans but could also introduce these iconic characters to new audiences worldwide. Godzilla and Humanity in Shin Godzilla. Last but not least, let's talk about a different kind of team-up. Godzilla and Humanity in Shin Godzilla, 2016. In Shin Godzilla, Godzilla is portrayed as an evolving creature that threatens Japan simply by existing. The real team-up comes from humanity uniting to understand and deal with this unprecedented threat. Scientists, government officials, and even everyday citizens pool their resources and knowledge to devise a plan. The film is less about giant monster battles and more about human ingenuity and cooperation. This movie serves as a commentary on real-world issues like government inefficiency and disaster response. It highlights the importance of unity and resilience. In a way, humanity's ability to work together becomes a character itself, teaming up against the unknowable force that is Godzilla. So there you have it, folks. From battling alongside Mothra against King Ghidorah, teaming up with Jet Jaguar to face down Megalon and Gigan, joining forces with King Kong to take on Mechagodzilla, to crossing over into the Marvel Universe and even playing basketball with Charles Barkley. We've covered some of Godzilla's most unexpected and entertaining team-ups. These team-ups showcase just how versatile and enduring Godzilla is as a character. Whether he's a hero, a villain, or somewhere in between, Godzilla continues to captivate audiences around the world. Who knows what the future holds? Maybe we'll see Godzilla teaming up with other iconic characters or exploring new genres altogether. Drop a comment and let me know, what's your favorite Godzilla team-up? Or is there a dream crossover you'd love to see in the future? Let's get the conversation going.